Well, it's interesting you say that because that's actually spiritual law.
Mhm.
That when, God doesn't give you, if you're like, oh my goodness gracious, I want X amount of dollars. Well, universal law is that not that X amount of dollars is just going to fall out of the sky. What you end up getting is more work.
Yeah.
What you
Yeah.
end up getting is a way to manifest what it is that you are seeking. So you say you're not going to eat a particular thing. You find yourself, let's just take cakes, for instance. I ain't eating no cakes this week. For some reason, you ended up in a dang on bakery.
Welcome to the Mind Body Energy Imbalance podcast.
All right, everybody, welcome, and peace and love. Welcome to another episode of the Mind Body Energy Experience. We just want to welcome you aboard here. I am your Mind Body Energy and Balance Coach, Mama Yoga, known as Samut as well. I got a lot of names, child. And this is co-host and producer Flaw. Hey, Flaw, how you doing?
Hey, what's going on? How's everything?
Everything is copacetic. It's good. I got all these bangles on today, so we might hear a bunch of clicking and clacking. I don't know. This is some reality podcasting for sure, like all the time, right? So, how was your last 2 weeks? We hit episode 25, caught our breath, and now we're back at it. How's things going on your end?
Everything's going good. Everything's going
Mm-hmm.
good. Staying in the marathon, right? It's not a race, it's
Mm-hmm.
a marathon. Just maintaining, man. Just being consistent on
Mm-hmm.
positivity, like working out, trying to eat right, reading,
Yeah.
trying to control the temper.
Yeah.
Um, Robert, uh, Robert De Niro, I believe,
Mm-hmm.
said something that he said, "Hey, one of the keys is to be calm at all times." I think that's like a Bruce Lee thing as well. It's like it's a few people, right? It's the energy is to be calm at all times.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. No,
Um,
you got to try to stay calm for sure. Keep that blood pressure even and your energy calm, no matter what's going on around you. That's a tenet of successful people everywhere. You can't just freak out when stuff don't seem like it's going how you want it to go, or how
mm,
you need it to go.
yeah, yeah. So that's the
Mm-hmm.
mission. But typically, I have everybody has their relationship with the universe, right? So
Yeah.
I think that whenever I speak onto things, that's when the challenge becomes greater. Right?
Yeah.
Or says, well, okay, since that's what you're trying to do, let's antagonize you. Let's dangle some, your weakness in front of you and see how you handle that. And
Mm.
sometimes you catch yourself, you're just like, dang, nabbit, I just said I wasn't going to do that, right? I just said I
Mm-hmm.
wasn't going to eat that. I just said I wasn't going to do that. So you always got to, just once you speak it, understand it's coming for you. So,
Mm-hmm. Well, it's interesting you say that because that's actually spiritual law.
mhm,
That when, God doesn't give you, if you're like, oh my goodness gracious, I want X amount of dollars. Well, universal law is that not that X amount of dollars is just going to fall out of the sky. What you end up getting is more work.
yeah.
What you end up getting is a way to manifest what it is that you are seeking. So you say you're not going to eat a particular thing. You find yourself, let's just take cakes, for instance. I ain't eating no cakes this week. For some reason, you ended up in a dang on bakery. For some
Yep.
reason, it's like, why am I in this bakery? And that's universal law. Like the spirit is going to give you the opportunity to grow the muscle that you say you're interested in growing, and I know, like, sometimes we figure like life is out to get us, but you can't have it both ways. Either your life is all for you, or your life is out to get you. And in true spiritual culture and metaphysical culture, everything serves our life. Everything, all of the hardships, all the challenges, it all is there to serve our life. I remember watching Kill Bill. Remember that movie Kill Bill?
Yeah.
It was volume one. I think Kill Bill volume one. I think that's how they talk. But anyway, the first one of the ones. I think it was the first one. And the was that Scarlett Johansson? Who was the chick that played
Not too familiar with I
the,
I
the
know the film, but I'm
yeah.
not too familiar with
Well,
who
this is where you, sir, get to have to do your Google so we could be quoting shit right, right? So Scarlett, or whoever the female protagonist was in Kill Bill, she like had this spiritual guru who was teaching her discipline and the martial arts that she was supposed to be learning under his tutelage.
Uma Thurman.
Uma Thurman, the chick with the straight, like the bowl haircut and the real pale skin, Uma Thurman. Yep. Yeah. So anyway, her spiritual teacher was really like hard on her. Like he was like really kind of hateful. Like he was so hard on her. And one time, he would just like give her all these exercises to do and have her sitting out in the rain and wouldn't feed her and gave her a half a bowl of rice. It was really, they were trying to illustrate that her teacher was really, really hard on her to help her understand discipline, right? And help her transcend her mind and her emotionalism. So one day he put her in a box and put her ass in the ground. And he stood there and she was like, you could hear the muffles of her needing to get out of that box. And he was like, fight your way out of the box. And she got out of the box, but she hated her teacher because he was so hard on her. Sure enough, she goes away from the training and goes out into the world and then finds her way back at the temple where she took the training and somebody killed her teacher. Right? These people grab her. They were still at the place and they grab her up and they put her in a box in the ground. Mm-hmm. Now, all of that her teacher took her through, he had the understanding of what it was she needed. And she was able to fight her way out of that box because he put her through those paces. And such is life. You want a car, you want a house, you want a good mate. Well, you might have to kiss a couple of frogs before you get to the right mate. Universe gives you the opportunity to first show your mettle, your strength, your muscle, your capacity for what it is that you say that you want. So Oprah said years ago, I remember Oprah said, listen, I'm going to stop asking for stuff. Mm-hmm. I'm going to stop asking for stuff because as I ask for stuff, the spirit just shows up with the work that's synonymous with that stuff. And that's okay. I got everything I need. I don't need to ask for nothing else. I thought that was funny that she was like, I'm going to stop asking for stuff.
Yeah, that's kind of like, it's kind of without saying it. That's kind of how I try to move. Like, I'm not just going to say it because I know what's coming if I say it. Right. But sometimes you want the challenge. You take on the challenge. Like, let me say it. Or sometimes it just comes out. Hey, I said it. It is what it is. So, bring it on. But without challenges, like you don't grow, right? Without
that's right.
It being hard, without being tough, you're not going to grow. So sometimes you want those challenges and bring it on.
Right.
You don't even
have to want the challenge. You want the whatever the out, but it's always the journey. It's always about the journey. It don't matter what it is you say you want to do, you want to become. And that's one of the dangers of this microwave, insta fame, lifestyles that people see. Like younger generations don't understand. It's the journey. Like it's the hard work. It's the hustle. It's the consistency. It's the doing stuff that you don't want to do when you don't feel like doing it. And like Mike Tyson said, discipline is doing something you don't want to do, but doing it like you love it anyway. And these young folks nowadays, this younger generation, I'm going to say, because some of us is young in spirit, but the younger generation, they don't get that because the social media platforms have spoiled them. Like they think you're supposed to just add water, shake it up, pour it out, and boom. There go your fortune, your success, your great, mate or lover or whatever. Nope. It has never, ever worked like that. No matter how easy people make it seem.
or
Mm-hmm.
put your waist trainer on, drink your tea, drink this, eat that.
Yeah.
Boom. And by the time all the influencers are already on social media, they've already made all the gains, right? And now you go, how do
Mm-hmm.
I get that? Not knowing, right? Because they're not telling you how long, how hard, the dedication that it takes to actually get to where you at.
Yeah. And the toil, the journey, the road, the path that a person has to go on. But anyway, it's the reality of it is it's all good. And that kind of leads into what I wanted to talk to about here in our 26 week. It really does, because I've been on my own journey and am on my journey and pleased about it. Some days you wake up and you be like, really, is this what I'm supposed to be doing? And then you ride up to a toll booth, or you in the supermarket and somebody comes up to you and be like, Mama Yoga, you taught me, I was in the 3rd grade, and you taught me yoga and how to, like, breathe through my emotions. And I was just thinking about you the other day because I'm using it with my schoolwork, or I did that with my family. And every time I get upset, I think about what you say. Take a breath, count to 10, relax my body. When people come up to you and say that kind of stuff, you just got to be like, okay, all right, universe, I'm back on it. What you want me to do? What you need me to do? As opposed to like cussing, like, oh, am I supposed to be doing this? So it's a beautiful thing. But one of the things I wanted to share with everybody today is when we had episode 24, I think we talked about, we kind of touched on the vision board. And I want to bring a different idea and understanding to vision boarding as we go into the end of the year and prepare our consciousness and our energies, right? Our mind, body, and energy for the grand experiences that we want to manifest in the coming year. Right. So the vision board, we're accustomed to making a vision board that has the materials on it that we want, right? Like, have you ever created a vision board, Flaw?
Nope.
You never created a vision board?
No.
Not even like in your phone, like a vision file or nothing in your phone?
No.
Wow. Okay. Okay. So many people have done that. It's a popular thing to do, especially amongst the LOA community, law of attraction community, right? So the basic tenets of creating a vision board is that you would cut out images of materials that you want to manifest. $100 million, you'd have ones, comma, and all the zeros and a dollar signs all over the board. If you want a mansion, you'd put your mansion up there, whatever kind of car you wanted. If you wanted a family, you get the picture, right? You would put your visuals of materials or imagery of materials that you wanted on this board, and you would keep it somewhere that you can refer to it, look at it several times a day, a few times a day, or what have you. I remember we were, and not we, I was watching some show, and Steve Harvey had his vision board on his phone as a screensaver, and he showed it to the camera. Right. And it had, all the stuff on it. And one thing about people that succeed very well, they have a great grasp of their imagination, because your imagination is actually where you create what you want to come into 3 dimension. If you see it in your mind, you can hold it in your hand, if they say, if it's meant for you to have. So he showed his vision board that was on his phone, no doubt, so that he could look at it, several times throughout the day. You close your eyes, you reflect, you imagine what it's like to have that particular thing on the board. If you're focusing on one aspect of your vision board success, and you feel the energy and you see yourself participating, driving that car, turning the key to get into the mansion, whatever it is, hugging your mate, your spouse, whatever it is, right? And that's all good. That's great. It's wonderful. It has worked. It brings about many times the vision board, that type of vision board, brings about the successes that a person is interested in. But I'm here to say, let's try something different. Since we know the principles of the universal energy are frequency, vibration, and energy. Energy, vibration, and frequency. Vibration, energy, and frequency. That's the principles of the universal flow. They never change. They haven't never changed. And everything is frequency. So instead of materializing your board, that is putting up things that are material, going back to what we said at the beginning of this discussion, at the beginning of the show, my suggestion is that you put how you are going to serve on your vision board. You see yourself, so if your goal is to be a much sought after speaker, sharing the message of goodness and uplifting and healing and righteousness that's on your heart with the world, then you would see yourself holding a microphone surrounded by millions, hundreds of thousands, whatever people. If your goal is to be a nurse and you want to care for people, see yourself caring in a way for a lot of people, not just, wiping somebody down, but see yourself caring for a lot of people. Now, that doesn't mean that you're going to have hundreds of patients that you got to wipe off. It could mean that you come up with, the spirit gives you an idea of how to systematize or create technology around caring for people, right? Because that's really, how you come up, is the spiritual blessing of something to do, to care for, and to serve, married with the technological way to get it done. That is how, multitudes of multimillionaires, successful, wealthy people have been created their wealth. So you got two aspects of your vision board. You have the materials that you want, but the real thing is, how are you going to serve? That's the real issue. That's the real fruit and jewel. Because the more people you help get what they want and what they need, the more you can get what you need and want. So how are you going to serve? Going back to what we talked about at the top of the podcast. How are you going to serve? What is it that you want to do more of that is serving folks? And that is how you will populate your vision board. It's giving. Because the other vision board, the vision board A, is really a self-empowering board. That's for you. That's all the stuff you want. Vision board B is how can you serve other people, which then will help nourish A. But vision board B is a selfless board. It's I'm helping as many people as I can and helping to heal, provide in my lane, whatever my lane is. You know what I'm saying, Flo?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like, so for example, your board would consist of, I ain't gonna put words in your mouth.
Or what I could do for others?
Yeah, I mean, if you thought of it that way, or just think of, how many more people you could serve with what it is that you offer or want to offer.
Well, I'll be honest with you. That might take some thought. I
Mm-hmm.
think that for me, I realized that I might be kind of obsessed with like self-improvement.
Mm-hmm.
So what's on my mind, what's on my heart most times is how can I
Mm-hmm.
be better at everything, which can,
Cool.
goes
Right.
against the board you're talking about. So
Right.
as far as what I can actually do for others,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's kind of like, because when you obsess with self-improvement, you kind of feel like, hey, when you get to a place that doesn't exist, right? Because that self-improvement thing is something that can go on forever and ever. You
Mm-hmm.
never get there. When you get to this imaginary place, you feel like that you're good enough to actually help out, other people. Like, for example, right? A lot of people ask me about training, and I go, well, I'm not physically where I need to be at, so I don't want to do that, right? Or they go, well, hey, come speak in front of some people. I go, well, I'm not ready for that, so that's not what I want to do. So you get how my vision board, right? How it could be challenging for a vision board for me to say, hey, let me put down what I can do for others when, you know, for so long, my thing has been, hey, I need to be in a certain space in order to give others something, which work is just hard to get out of that space, if that makes sense.
Well, I mean, the thing of it is that, I mean, I hear what you're saying. So here's what I'm going to say about what you shared. You ain't never ready.
Yeah.
Like, a person is never really ready. You just got to, just like we said at the top of the podcast, you got to just, jump in with both feet, and the universe is going to provide the pathways, for what it is you are attempting to do, what it is what it is that you are, like you say, you obsessed with. I definitely think it's good to have both A and B boards, the board of materials and things that you want to manifest in your life. And then you take those things little one at a time and really visualize. And the key component that people miss is not just that you put it to your imagination, is that you really call up what it feels like to have that, whatever it is that's on your vision board. What does it feel like? So say you're obsessed with self-improvement, that's all good, and you work out and everything, and say you wanted to have those fitness model abs chiseled up, look like you don't went and bought you some 6-packs and 8-packs, right? So you would, what would that feel like? What would your abdomen feel like regularly? Like, you can feel that. As I'm talking to you, I'm pulling my belly in very tight. In, seeking to, if you will, drum up the energy of what it would feel like to have a nice, flat, tight belly. You with me?
Yep.
And then the visual of seeing myself looking in the mirror, and that belly is small, and there's a little ring hanging out of it, which I don't do. I wouldn't do something in spiritual culture, like you don't pierce certain stuff, But anyway, that's a whole nother topic. But for you, that's what I'm talking about. Like, you can really imagine, use your imagination, the magic of visualization, imagination, for what you would like to manifest and accomplish. But you also must feel, you must imbibe the frequency, right? So in the vision board A, where it's your materials or whatever, if you can't bring up the feeling of sitting in a BMW X3, then you go to BMW and you go sit in an X3 and roll the windows up and smell and imagine the thing in your driveway while you're in it. And then you tell them you'll be back. Right? So because the energy, the universe does not speak in English, in Russian, in no language, in no audible language. The universe's language is frequency, is feeling, is emotions coupled with belief, vibrational feeling. That's the universe's language. And so to that end, on vision board A, you want to mate. What does it feel like to be a good, beautiful, partnered mate? What's that idea in your mind? Now you can't really write a script for somebody to follow the exact script, but what do you feel like as a good mate for someone? Because that's all you can control. Right? The real deal is not, I want to attract my man to me or my woman to me. The real deal is, how can I be a beautiful mate for someone? And you start here. You start with yourself, right? How can what does it feel like? What would I be doing if I were a great mate to my ideal match? That is the way you do it. Not send me my ideal match and you really, the frequency that you're on is not you're going to get the energy that you get.
Right. Not figure it out when they get here.
Right. You want to be the thing that you are seeking, and then the thing you are seeking magnetizes. Right. And so on vision board B, you want to serve in your capacity. Like a friend of mine is a banker. And they have to write, they don't have to, but a part of their job description duties are that they help people with their financial investments, their investments as well as loans and things like that. So my suggestion, because they were like, listen, I'm meeting a lot of people. They're not really, qualifying for the services that I have to offer, that I'm offering through our bank, our financial institution. So my suggestion was to that person, don't visualize. You got the BMW, you got the beautiful town home, you got it under market, you did all of that stuff. What you want now, I see you want to move up to 600 bins and all these things on your vision board. I'm going to suggest that you do a vision board of service. I'm going to suggest that you see yourself sitting with, 20 clients a week, writing investments for them. I'm going to see you serving people as opposed to you driving in that 600. So that's what we need to look at. We need to make a vision board that is for service. And then the serving of people helps vision board A, that is for our own selfish, wants and desires, which is nothing wrong with that. You should have wants and desires, but the biggest, best, and most exalted way to get those is to serve in your capacity. And that's what I want to share with folks. So listen, y'all, let me know. Did you create a vision board B, as a vision board of service? And what is your niche of service, right? What is your area of service that you could see yourself, the people just coming to you and you standing in front of the folk? Or you serving people in that capacity to a degree that is really, 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 really strong, And then your reward, your blessing, if you will, is the X3 and the town home under market, way under market, like a deal that you didn't even know was coming nowhere. Where does this deal come from? Thank you. Or, you are now such a loving, beautiful, you're already a rich, wealthy, vibrant wife for somebody. You are a rich man's wife. Because you are a rich man's wife. You are, a dutiful, beautiful, loving, caring, professing and providing partner, husband for someone, because you are that and you're vibrating to that. So y'all let us know. Let us know how what's happening with that. We're gonna do a vision board challenge as it gets closer to the new year. Actually, you should be working on your New Year's declarations and manifestations now. Don't wait till January, because New Year's already in tow. In spiritual culture, the new year begins December 25th. When that winter equinox or winter solstice energy transfers over. That's when the new year begins. So we're like, 20 days out or however long. What is it? Yeah, 30 days out. So the new year's already manifesting. So let's see about your vision board challenge. Your vision board A, of the materials that you want to manifest, and B, of service.
All right.
Ashe. All right. Well, thank you so much. Episode 26 in the can.
Yeah.
And we will reach out to you all very soon. Don't forget you can get the chakra healing. Whoop, where's the thing?
Yeah, it would disappear, right?
I know, right? Let me see how. Well, we might have to do some of this. Anyway, the Chakra Healing and Balance ebook, you can get that book.
There it is.
Chakra Healing, you can get the workbook as well as the ebook. And I'm working on some stuff for the new year too. So we'll let you know about that. All right, peace. Anything with you, Flaw? Anything coming up? Anything you want to share with the listeners?
Nope, nothing's coming up. Just in grind mode. It don't stop. It's going to be strong end of the year, right? Going into the new year, right?
Yep.
It's not like, hey, we're not about to take off because the year is coming to an end and then start fresh. Soon as January 1st hits, like I mentioned that before, like a lot of people they stop now, they quit now, and then come January 1st, they get this burst of energy that probably lasts a few months.
Yep, if that.
So, right, let's just never stop, keep going, right? If you need to break a day off or two, that's fine. But now it's not the time to take the foot off the gas. January 1st is around the corner, and new year, new you. Hey, let's just keep doing you. It's a marathon. I think I said that in the beginning. It's a marathon. Keep jogging, keep going, just don't stop.
I love that. New year, new you. Let's go. Alignment is king and queen. All right, y'all. Till next time, always remember to keep your mind, body, energy in balance, so much so that you walk through your life in a state of peace. Peace and love.